So hello students, welcome to Padho Bio. My name is Shashikant Chaubey and in this video we will see how the light reaction of photosynthesis takes place. So without wasting our time, let's get started. So as of now we came across different experiments that gave us a proper idea about how different components like light, carbon dioxide, water and also chloroplast involved in the reaction of photosynthesis. But when sun rays fall on a surface of any leaf from a plant, have you ever wondered how a leaf reacts to it? Actually, in photosynthesis, there are two reactions that are being performed throughout the day in a leaf. So what are these reactions? These are light reaction and also a dark reaction. In light reaction, why it is called a light reaction? Because light reaction requires direct use of light. That is why it is called a light reaction. Whereas in dark reaction, there is no direct use of light. That's why it is called a dark reaction. But most often people think that the dark reaction is performed under the dark conditions. But this is totally a myth. That is not true. So here are some important points about the light reaction. It is also known as Hill's reaction because it was Robert Hills who discovered that green cells of leaf in the presence of sunlight produce oxygen. Second and most important point is that where is this reaction being performed? So this reaction is performed in the membrane of thylakoid where photosystem second and photosystem first are involved in capturing the light from sunlight. Now coming to the output of light reaction, so here total of 3 ATP, 2 NADPH and 1 oxygen molecule is released. Now the ATP and NADPH which are released during this reaction comes to stroma and here they are utilized in the dark reaction also known as Calvin cycle. So now let's start this reaction. Actually this overall reaction is divided into a total of 3 steps. The first one is the oxidation of water. And the second one is the reduction of NADP to NADPH. And the third one is the formation of ATP. So during sunlight, when photon particles reach to a leaf surface, they come in contact with chloroplast, where thylakoid membrane is present. And in this thylakoid membrane, there are photosystem available, that is photosystem second or P680 and also photosystem first or P700.
The name photosystem second or photosystem first is given to them based on their discovery but not on their positions. And here P680 or P700 indicates the wavelength of light that will be absorbed to excite the photosystem. The reaction basically starts first from photosystem second or P680. When it received a red light, it becomes oxidized and one electron from here released which comes near pheophyte, which is associated with photosystem second. Now coming to pheophyte, it transfers these electrons to plastoquinol, and plastoquinol is a combination of two molecules, that is plastoquinol A and plastoquinol B, which act together to work. Plastoquinol A is tightly associated with D2 protein and plastoquinol A is loosely associated with D1 protein. To become active, it requires 2 protons from stroma and 2 electrons from pheophyte. That's why total of 2 photons are required to excite photosystem second to transfer 2 electrons from pheophyte. So again 1 photon is required to excite photosystem second to release 1 electron which is transferred from pheophyte into plastoquinol. After getting these electrons and 2 protons from stroma, plastoquinol is now converted into plastoquinol H2 and it reaches to cytochrome B6F. When plastoquinol H2 gives its 2 electrons to cytochrome B6F, it also transfers those 2 protons into the lumen and is now converted to plastoquinol, that is PQ, and is now ready for the new cycle again. Coming to cytochrome, cytochrome B6F is a complex of cytochrome B6 and cytochrome F embedded in the membrane. Cytochrome B6 has 2 type B heme while cytochrome F has 1 type C heme available. Also cytochrome B6F complex contains 2 iron, 2 sulfur, 2 cysteine and 2 histidine as well. Here these two electrons are transferred one by one to plastocyanine, and for every transfer of electron to plastocyanine, it also transfers one proton from stroma to lumen. Plastocyanine is actually a small water-soluble copper-containing protein that is blue in color. It is of mobile nature, that's why it helps to transfer electrons from cytochrome B6F to photosystem first. Then plastocyanine transfers its electrons to P700 or photosystem first, which becomes excited after getting contact with the far red light. So upon receiving light, photosystem first become oxidized and transfer its electrons to A0, that is modified chlorophyll, then A1, which is phylloquinone, and then to FeSX center, iron sulfur center. Then finally electrons reach to ferredoxin, which is attached to the membrane, and it gives these electrons to FNR, a flavoprotein, and it gives these electrons to NADP, which is present nearby, to produce its reducing power known as NADPH. So that's how the formation of NADPH takes place in light reaction. So now let's see the reaction from the beginning. So to make this reaction continuous, here a water oxidizing enzyme complex is present, which is attached to photosystem first. It splits two water molecules all together to produce 4 electrons, 4 protons and 1 oxygen. These 4 electrons are transferred in a pair of 2 electrons to carry out the reaction further. So for making the reaction continuous, all components now work all together. And when these 4 electrons are transferred, total 2 NADPH are formed. In one proper cycle of light reaction, 1 molecule of oxygen is released and 4 proton comes to lumen from plastoquinol, 4 proton from splitting of water molecules, and 4 protons to lumen from cytochrome B6F. Now, these 3 sets of 4 protons sent from lumen to stroma sequentially through an enzyme known as ATP synthase, which is embedded in the membrane. It helps to convert 3 ADP into 3 ATP molecules. So the output of light reaction is 1 oxygen, 2 NADPH and 3 ATP.